So I first got involved on East 130th Street through a block party, and that party was a huge success in terms of engagement. The following year, my organization provided art services for youth on that street during their yearly festival. Then COVID happened, and it was during COVID that I had received a call about trying to create a art youth project that would result in a mural being put on a wall on East 130th Street. So I first got started with the planning committee with trying to figure out what was going to be possible. During COVID, we really struggled with what we would be able to do and not do. We eventually settled on using two members of the community, Pastor Ian Cox and wraparound coordinator Bonita Henderson, as our way of recruiting youth to a Zoom virtual art series of sessions. And so once we had sort of like a structure in place and we knew what we were going to be able to do, we knew, okay, we need artists who are going to be able to be not only skilled in their discipline, their artistic vision, but also in their youth engagement through a Zoom.
Grant. It was to the Resident Advancement Committee of the St. Luke's Foundation. And we proposed a project using a professional artist who would engage area youth. And at that point, we had selected and gotten permission to use one small panel. The project grew at their recommendation from one panel to 18.
We made the connection to identify the scholars who would participate in this program. And so just kind of looking through the school, trying to find some scholars who I knew had some artistic backgrounds or are very vocal about things that they like to see happening in the community. And so kind of that knowledge of those scholars is what led me to the ones that we selected for the project.
Be the one to help spearhead the whole project, be the one to reach out to Harvey Rice School with Mr. Tidmore, the principal there, and be the one to interact with the students here from the church here and get them to collaborate together. So my part in it was mostly for the children to become a part and to kind of bring that together.
Josiah had identified Lauren Pierce and Brandon Graves, two Cleveland-based muralists with production under their belts that they had accomplished. We really thought that we could do one whole panel of this building. Let's ask the young people.
I learned things I'd never seen before. Stuff I would never learn just out of nowhere. And just it changed me because of the stuff that I learned from the program I use now, and I think I still started to get a little better at it. And me knowing what we did on the wall, it kind of inspired me a little more to start trying new things and start making people happy.
What made me follow through, I just really wanted to see how it would be in the end, and how the mural would look, and how well our ideas would be contributed to it. Beginning sessions, I was very nervous, and because I didn't know the people, or I just know two people that goes to our church, and then it was the Harvey Rice kids. So I was a little nervous about how we all were going to correspond with each other. So then Miss Lauren had ended up being like very inviting, and she explained what we was doing, and it just made me want to get involved more and more.
I like creating stuff. Like, I mostly my art or creative form is in music, but like I love visual arts.
Honestly, and I was at home. I was bored anyway, so. But when I actually started doing it, it was actually fun. I liked it.
A moment where I was like, this is really cool was probably when we were painting the mural one day, and they were painting this bus that was on the first panel that they originally wanted to do. And it had a stop sign, but freedom was right next to it. And they didn't want to put stop freedom.
So let's put something that represents, that's got something to do with freedom. And I'm gonna leave it up to you for your input, because you play a major role in this whole project.
I like more.
Liberal freedom, you got.
I like that. I like more freedom, but I feel like it's kind of lazy.
It's the community wants to help, and this is how we finish this project. So, but it was not easy. I was one of the people making phone calls trying to ask the city, what do we do? And it really wasn't anyone there to tell us what to do. Once you start doing things, there's a lot of people that have something to say about what you're doing. But, it took time, and it was exhausting. But we got it done. And I think it's beautiful. I'm so happy that they decided to have the children be a part of it, and it just brought the whole community together. It's sort of, we always look at it as a way to tie in Shaker Square with the rest of the community, because there seems to be a bit of a disconnect between Buckeye and Shaker. And I feel like this was a good gateway for people from both parts of the community to walk down the same street together and to enjoy the same mural together. And it really worked.
for giving us the ideas and the motivation to see this mural through. It was a pleasure getting to know you guys through the workshops and then getting to paint your faces in this very big and vibrant way. It brings more meaning to the thing that we get to do that we love, is getting to share the thing that we love with these kids, and that this course of a journey or career is possible and influential and impactful in our lives. So thank you guys so much for coming, and for everybody that involved, but especially the kids that I love tremendously.
Yeah.
What she said. Thank you. I really appreciate, I learned a whole lot from her and from the community, everybody involved. I appreciate y'all so much. So the whole thing was like a message that we sent out. You ride down the street, you feel better. Artists meant to, catch the soul. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Make your mark is like take a stand.
There's something inside of us that we are the stewards of, that we can add to the community.
This mural, it's going to be there when my grandchildren are around. They can walk by it and see it. I had no idea how impactful art can be on a large scale.